Yeah. Oh shit. Am I live? Sick. What's up, everybody? The late night special. I feel like my gain is super fucking high. Yeah, it's probably better. Probably a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I like it. Right there. Right about there. What's good? What's good? Yeah, buddy. What's good? Welcome, welcome, welcome to this fine late night edition. BS with Hannas. What's going on? That's me. Yeah, I feel like my gain is too high. Yeah, it's a late night edition. It's a Friday night at 11:38 p.m. edition of usually GMB Hannas. That's me. Hey yo, yo, Maddie's in the chat. What's up? It's spiraling hour. No, dude, I don't got the motherfucking energy to spiral right now. But what's up to you? What's up to you, man? I'm currently up finishing all my tasks and things of the day. I think what I should check what day. Still doing 75 hard, so I'm like up late doing all my stuff, not failing. All I wanted to do was fail. Just hit leg day. Nice, dude. That's a fine way to spend a Friday night. Hell yeah. Yeah, today was day 21 of 75 hard for me. And I'm not losing. I'm not quitting. Oh man, sometimes it's a bitch. But that's all right. Like I got this whole big thing of water. There's not that much left. Not a whole lot left, but I gotta finish this up and then wrap it up, dude. I had to do the outdoor workout, and it's cold. It's cold out there as we wait for the snowpocalypse. That's what they're calling it, because it's gonna dump snow all over the place. It's supposed to be like a foot. Not that you can tell what these. Not that you can trust what these idiots tell you anyway. It's going to be 7 inches. It's going to be 17 inches. Anywhere in between. We don't really know when it's going to start. Meteorologists got to be the most overpaid, least useful people that exist. But whatever, we all know that. That's another instance of me just pointing things out that we all already know. Yeah, I got out there, man. I'm bundled up. I had like two pairs of sweatpants on, two pairs of socks, big scarf, doubling up as like a balaclava kind of thing, face mask, beanie, hoodie, big coat over it, bundled up, gloves. It's rough. But you know what? It's all good. That's the point of doing things like 75 hard, which I love and it feels good. But as part of my operator standard protocol, I've been adding a mandatory either 15 extra minutes or a second like additional outdoor like walk with the weighted vest on. So it's a straight up hour out there. Man, I walk in, I don't even keep my house that hot. I don't even keep my house that warm. And it's just like boom, dude. So cold out there. But I'm happy to hear you're hitting legs on a Friday night, dude. That's what's up. We like leg day. We like leg day. Now all I want to know is what you're doing. I want to see that leg day workout. We're overdue, bro. We got to link up again and fucking bang one out together. Got to introduce you to the old head. That old dude Kenny. Shout out my man Kenny, the heartthrob Thomas. People are like scared to work out with that guy. But he told me, well, I was doing squats the other day, bro. I fucking hit where'd I get to? I got to like 455 for a single with no box or nothing. And then I'm looking around and there's old trainers in there. He's like training some guy who's all jacked up in a wheelchair with like this big, massive like elephant foot. Because that's half the training game is like taking care of old people and keeping them mobile. Like I think of trainers and I think of like that alpha energy where it's like, all right, get the fuck like that real hardcore. That's what I think of when I think of trainers. But most of it, the real practical application of it seems to be for the elderly. Stands to reason. But yeah, I put up that 455 and I'm thinking like, do I go down and just rep out 400 for a little bit? I got a couple sets left before I got to wrap up. So I look at this guy. I'm like, yo, what do you think, dude? Up or down? He's like, man, you might as well just go up. Yes, sir. So I banged out another, yeah, four. What did I throw? Threw a 10 on each side. Yeah. So 475. with no box or nothing. Yeah, it felt good, dude. Feels good. And if I'm hitting that, yeah, it means that that 5 plate, no box that's right around the corner, dude. Maddie says split squats. You hate them. Yeah, I don't do split squats. I hate them too. Now, if I did, I could probably hit that 5 wheels, and that's the point. You do things you don't like. So it looks like I got to start doing split squats just because I said it online. Shame on me, but good looks to you, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, I got home and all I was thinking about, my brain, my instinct almost was like, dude, I want like a big ass pizza and a cheesesteak and like some donuts or something. I don't know there's nothing really seasonal. There's nothing indulgent and seasonal in January. All the good, delicious indulgencies. It's all for the holidays and shit, which is why everyone goes on that 2 week new year, new me. And I just like to lift heavy things and I like to eat. That's the problem, but I can't do it. Can't do it not while I'm on this diet. I'll have to settle for yogurt and no pizza. But I'm just out chilling, dude. So I figure hang out online, blast this water down. And I missed it this morning. I was doing that side hustle all week. So I'm out slinging bread, being a bread vendor on the eve of a snowpocalypse. And you know what, dude? I'm always caught. You understand this, man. You and I have talked about this. I'm always caught in that tension. I'm caught in that tension of like wanting to look fondly on people. And by people, I mean the general public. I want to look at them fondly and with respect and, enjoy them, at least not be a patronizing, agitated, like just mean spirited dude. Like I don't want to be a Scrooge at everybody. And it's a played out trope anyway. That's like the whole basis of stand up comedy is just, even when I was a kid, we used to go to the beach. My uncles and aunts would rent houses out. So we'd go to the beach and we'd be just sitting there and my uncle would be like, let's people watch. And people talk about that all the time. Let's people watch. Look at all the freaks. The freaks come out at night. And I'm sitting there with long hair and my uncle's like, you're a freak. Come on, man. I'm not a freak. I resent that. I am not one of these people, one of those people. And now as I creep ever so slowly into middle age, let alone old age, the unk that I am to the young bucks out here, man, I just like try not to, I don't want to be that person that's just looking down on the whole world. Like I'm just this prime example and everyone else is beneath me. But when you're out in the grocery world or slinging fast food in the whole state of Pennsylvania, the great state of Pennsylvania is on the precipice of shutting down for a snow emergency. And all I can think of, well, guys, this is not our first winter. That's my first thought is like, come on, guys, we've done this before. Like, it's not life or death. Hope, God willing, hopefully not. It's not life or death. It's going to be, significant, but hopefully not disastrous. Very unlikely it'll be a disastrous snowpocalypse like everyone's talking about. Yeah, it's like one day you can't drive. Yeah, exactly. Hey, yo, what's up? Smiles in the chat too. Holla, what's up, dude? Yeah, so it's not that big a deal. But as I'm in the grocery stores in the early morning, putting bread on the shelves, and as soon as I can put it on the shelves, it's like gone. It's just like this is wild, bro. This is wild. And I got the thing everyone wants, so everyone's nice to me, but I'm looking around just like, golly, trying to not be mad about what I could perceive as like just straight up the gluttonous self-preservations, and then my conspiracy mind kicks in. So I'm thinking like, guys, it's just some snow. It's just like a day you can't drive. It's gonna be a Sunday. Half of you guys don't even be working Sundays anyway. You're already spending your Sundays cozy and PJs all day, eating and watching movies. You're already doing what's different for you guys. You get a long weekend. You're off Saturday, you're off Sunday. Now you probably got off Monday too. Or you get to work remote. Like you guys are cush, you know. I don't do the bread joint for a living, so I don't gotta worry about it. But you bet your ass those cats that drive trucks around early in the morning, they'll be up slinging regardless of the weather. You know what I mean? Real bad working man out there, dude. Not me. I mean, I'm I'm a burger flipper, dude. I get to, you know, we'll see if we're open Monday. It's not up to me. Maybe I'll do a snowpocalypse snow stream or whatever. But yeah, so I'm looking at all this and I'm like, if my first thought is, guys, it's not that deep. It's just a little snow. You'll be all right. I don't know. Maybe people do go through 7 loaves of bread over the course of 3 days. Not too sure. Maybe they need to buy all the meat out of every grocery store in the immediate area. Maybe it's cookout time. I don't know. People do that kind of cool stuff on snow days. But I'm like, man, this is if my first thought is it's just snow and it's not that deep. My second thought is it's probably government controlled weather fuckery going on. It's probably the government doing it. This is HARP. They're putting the shit in the sky. They're look, there's chemtrails. That's like my second thought. And the subsequent second thought is, man, if the metaphorical shit ever hits the proverbial fan, the last place in the world I would advise anyone to go is a grocery store because that will be. I mean, they talk about bread lines and the dystopian future, and here we are in the age of the potentially dystopian technocrat induced nonsense, and all we're trying to do is get by and get a little better. That's all I'm trying to do, man. Shit, but that's just me. I'm like, dude, these places are done for. And that being said, I don't. I'm just a fill-in guy. I'm just helping my dude out, so I stocked the shelves and got out of there. Onwards to work. So that's what I've been thinking about. But I try not to like be pissed at people for no reason. It's a bad attitude, man. I need to start, and it's the current battle I'm fighting. I think is all attitude because I know the right things. I know the right way to be. I know the correct ways to think. I know the correct ways to handle myself. And then some things they just bug me, man. They just bug me. But maybe I'm just like that. Maddie, you know me a long time. Am I really just like that? Am I a conflict? Am I a conflicted man? Because it's funny. That's the hard part too. And too many people my whole life have been like, "Oh, look at Benny. There he is. He's going. He's gonna go off." Smile says, "Hell yeah! Imagine that. Actually fighting over some bread or eggs. No thanks. Yeah, dude. Like guys with chickens are just at home. Like, um, they're better than that. That's the smart way to be. That's a smart way to be. You think the grocery stores are sold out of chicken feed? I doubt it. Probably just the synthetic, hyperly, overly produced and processed human equivalent to chicken feed, frozen pizzas and shit. Although I could tear up a frozen pizza, man, if I'm in the mood, but not now. In fact, I gotta keep slamming this water. Ah, never got that outward vibe from me. Cool. I like to think, man, when I get into like that hater mode and I just start ripping people like it's funny, but then it's like, what are you, a comedian? Am I a comedian? Am I a fucking clown? Am I here to entertain you? Am I here for your amusement? Well, kinda. I mean, I'm an entertainer, I guess. At least I'm entertaining. I like to think. And that's what I'm saying. It's like the low hanging fruit to just pick on people, to just people watch. Can you look at this freak show coming out here? But it's like almost, man, everywhere I go, all day long, it's just like I'm a witness to the freak show, which means I got to be participating in it on some level, on some level, right? Like no chance. Yeah, and I get to the gym today, and I'm like, all right, well, it's gym time. It's what do I do on a fine Friday? I do chest and shoulders. Oh yes, and it was good. I got a good sick pump. Hit that thumos hard in the morning, even though I woke up too late to do this because I just ran myself into the dirt this week. I'll be back grinding again tomorrow too. I keep ripping. I'm a man of my word, inching towards the ideal, but I ain't close to there. So I woke up this morning like in a panic. So I had to go hit those stores real quick, just put some back stock up on the shelves and wasn't taking the truck out. I just had to go make my rounds real quick, bang, bang, give the people what they need. Well, I didn't even have the supply to do so, but I woke up, whatever time I woke up, it wasn't 4 a.m. So I woke up and noticed that. And I said, oh shit. Like I thought I was late. And doing a job like that, if I'm not there to start, I'm done. You know what I mean? And I hadn't made the appropriate like adjustment to the main job at the burger joint. So I'm like, dude, if I really just woke up at, whatever time it was, I'm too embarrassed to say it on the internet. Makes me look like a bitch, but welcome to being real with it. I woke up and like was in a panic. I'm like half asleep, wiping crumbs out my eyes, throwing socks on. I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. I don't got to do that. But at the same time, I didn't even have time to go walk and ponder. Man, and if I can't walk and ponder, then if I don't have time to walk and ponder, I sure do not have time to read something good. And if I don't walk and ponder and I don't read something good, then I can't come out here in good conscience, in good faith, in good standing with my damn self and talk to the people. I would have just been bent up. I would have just been tripping, which I kind of am right now. Look, you see me getting fired up, but it's all right, But I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't have it in me today. I'm like, let's just take this L. Let me commit to doing it tonight while it's still the 23rd. It's still a Friday. It's still a fine Friday with Nikki B. Hannas out here on BS with B. Hannas on YouTube, bullshitting with B. Hannas. That's me. Nikki B. Hannas just shooting the shit and hanging out. I said I'll do it later tonight. And I knew at that moment it was going to be an arduous task. Because, yeah, did the quick couple rounds, got a great workout in, worked all day, and then got home and had to go trek through my suburban, beautiful neighborhood. It's a beautiful walk, man, but it's still there's a grind element to it. There's a grind element to it. I'm so accustomed to it, and I don't really think anything of it. And I've kind of programmed myself now to always get something out of it. And even when it sucks, it's like, this is just something I do now, man. I've kind of tried to become, and I'm succeeding at it. I like to think, I'm becoming the person who does the thing so that the results are inching their way towards me as I'm inching my way towards them. So it's all good in the hood. It's all good. But then it's like 18 degrees out, windy. I'm thinking about HARP and government mind control, let alone government weather controls and bread lines and skirmishes in grocery stores, whatever. And then I was thinking about this dude. So I got to the gym earlier. I get to the gym earlier and like, whatever, just I got my clothes on. I'm good. I can just mix my drink up real quick and pop my gym bag over here. And I hear some dude in the bathroom. Not that I hear him like in the act of using the bathroom, but I just hear like a phone. I can hear the guy just doing this, like just scrolling through reels. Because there'll be like a clip. Hey, can you believe it? And here's the next thing in the forest of, and I can hear his phone. It's just so damn loud. And I hear him like laughing in there too. And I'm like, man, what kind of, like, dude, I guess people just do funny things. I guess people just do weird shit. You're in the toilet. You're on the John at the gym, dude. And is this like your relaxing hour? Is this a work break? And the guy comes out later, and like I like the guy, but I can't help but think different of him. Like, man, you're in there just having the time of your life, doom scrolling and just indulging and consuming, just sitting on the toilet in the gym at like nine something in the morning. And I'm the asshole. I feel like the asshole for even judging. You know what I mean? Like I'm really trying to hard to shake that judgmental lens from my brain. Smile says addiction. What? Like addicted to the phone? Addicted to just probably just that habit of pulling the joint out your pocket. Your thumb kind of moves on its own and you're just consuming it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But just like, whoever the fuck they are, just like they do control the weather, even if they're not always controlling it, they do that stuff to us too, and we like it. And I like Instagram. Instagram's a good thing. YouTube's a good thing. And now Jerome's in the chat too. It's a Friday night party. What's up, dude? Yeah, but they do that, all that kind of stuff. They make it so it's easy to just pull that out. And I wonder if my man even fucking realized he was on the like in a public place just taking a dump and like everyone can just hear what he's watching. Like, brother, he says it's my MFing birthday. Oh, no shit. Is it really? Yo, happy birthday, Jerome. That's what's up, dude. That's what's up, my man. Hopefully you're up to something cool on this fine Friday. Doing something righteous. Yes, sir. Nice, dude. Well, good to see you, man. I'll hit you up when I'm done here and formally give you a happy birthday. I'm not gonna sing it online. Happy birthday to you, Jerome. You sometimes make me sick. I hope you're not out wasted and spiraling. And Maddie says, happy birthday too. Yeah, what's up, dude? That fucking rules. Good shit, man. Good shit. I appreciate you guys hanging out, dude. It's like fun to do. And I didn't have anything to talk about this morning. I would have just complained. Oh yeah, that the air horn. I wish it was louder. There's another button on here where it's like super loud, but now it's not working. That's all good. That's all good. I like doing this stuff and kind of just documenting what I'm working on live time and That could be a soundboard, it could be a bank account, it could be still not waking up on time and shit, like, it's all good. That's the whole premise of this show. I gotta pre-program Get Some. Dude, I could do that. I'd have to download it though. Where could I download Get Some? It's not hosted anywhere. I can figure that out. So I can easily just do this too. Boom. Yeah, be honest is back. Tell me again, son. That's a good intro track. I got it right up on this joint. Yeah, it's all programming. Here's this. Dun. Yup. Yeah. Woo. Nah, just stream it. Yeah, I could do that. Arguably, I should do that. I don't use that one enough. That's the sound of me complaining about people. Shut up, be honest. No one cares. But yeah, and then I'm in the gym. While I'm at it though, I'm at the gym. Like I'm going in and I pull up and there's this chick in the car next to me, like, and she's always in there. She like, let's just say, in the spirit of trying to be nice and exercising tranquility, let's just say she's not in shape in the conventional gym goer sense. And she's always in there and like I never talked with her. So I'm just like in pure hater mode. Like it ain't my fucking business. you know. But she's always in the gym, like seemingly doing a whole lot of nothing. And now let me also preface this by saying when I'm in the gym and I'm on my own zone, I have like death metal blasting in my ears. It could be some thrash metal, something heavy. So when I'm fired up, when the thumos is like overflowing and I'm just getting some, I'm just crushing, dude. Veins are fucking pumping out and my big forehead is just all red and I'm just like psycho mode, just killing it. I'll like get some air guitar action in between reps. I'll do some drum accents and drum chokes and do my best air Lars Ulrich in between sets. Hell yeah. But I like to think I kind of look the part. So like if anyone wants to hate, let them hate. I also got the balls to get on stage and do the same shit. So like whatever. I'm having my own zone. I'm in my own zone. I'm having a good time. I'm not messing with anybody else. If anyone else were to look at me and be like, that guy's just so annoying. He's just always over there doing that. I would say you ain't squatting five wheels. And if you were, you wouldn't be worried about what I'm doing in between reps. But I digress. This is where I'm a hater. This chick's always in there, like kind of not doing that, but feeling herself nonetheless. So God bless her. But it's always kind of like one of these getting like jiggy with it, I guess. Like I don't know what the fuck she's listening to. But I pull up and I see this chick and like whatever, keep coming back, keep doing the thing. But it's like seeing a dude who's just always on the elliptical machine for months, if not years, like being observable over a long period of time, chronic repetitions with no result attached, which is its own philosophical quandary, I think. But it's like, brother, if you're just going to come in here and do 20 minutes on the elliptical and then go eat a Wawa breakfast sandwich, you're wasting your time. And you kind of just, to those who know, when they're looking at other people, they should just mind their fucking business. That's me in this instance. But as a general rule, it's like if you should probably get results at some point. But I pull up and yeah, this chick's just in her car, like on the phone, all mad and like smoking a cigarette. She like put one out and then lit another one up. And like I'll still smoke cigarettes from time to time. In fact, I smoked one on the way to the gym this morning. When that caffeine hits, I like that just nicotine. And then I get in there and I throw it into my mouth too. So like I'm an asshole and I know it. I'm probably a hypocrite. And I need to not be so fixated on what other cats are doing and just worry about myself. But I'm looking at it as I'm thinking about grocery stores and the snowpocalypse. And sometimes I think the absurdity of it all just like smacks me in the head. And I'm like, man, I need to get rich. I need to get rich so I can never step foot into a Walmart ever again. So I cannot have to wait in line ever again. Because for whatever reason, it just bugs me. So if anyone knows the way to achieve a state of Zen, if I can get to a point of nirvana or your euphoria, what have you, where I'm just like unbothered by the shenanigans and like annoyances of dealing with the world, because I don't think you can't just ignore the world, but it bothers me about some of these things that people do just trigger me for no reason. which is why I asked you that question, Maddie, because then I'm like, dude, but if you know me, I could fucking spiral about people. And it's funny. I don't even mean it to be hateful. It's just like I'm playing the bit of a comic. And it makes me anxious sometimes. It makes me neurotic sometimes. I'm like, dude, but Benny, no, what? Like, just chill. Just chill. You're here at the gym. You know what I mean? You're only smoking one cigarette today instead of the two packs you used to smoke every day, And I'm talking to myself like this. And I'm like, you're probably just in tuned and like looking at all this stuff because you're kind of a curious fellow. You like looking at patterns and observations and seeing what other people are doing. You're like scoping out the scene. Like you're a competitive dude sometimes. You're a bit of an asshole most of the time, you know, in the way you think, but you're just scoping out the competition. Yeah, that band played and you got to give them the obligatory good set, bro. But your shit kills way harder. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a fucking balance. So yeah, I pop that Zin, shut your mouth, and go bang out some weights. So that's what I did. Eh, It would have been worse this morning if I was out here just complaining. I promise you that. Ain't no one will want to listen. And somehow you guys are still hanging out with me. So hey, I appreciate that, man. But here's the thing, too. This is what I think. He says, hard to do. Yeah, you do like praying your rosary, and that's an awesome thing. That's an awesome thing. I still don't. Like I said, I need to look into it more. You like that. My girl likes that, and it's a practice that people do for a good reason. And you could say it's very similar to many other practices, mindfulness of sorts. Exercises in I guess seeking internal peace or whatever. It's a fine line because again, I like to think in terms of like behavior and personal tendencies. Maybe I'm just too obsessed with self improvement or something to the point where maybe I conflate. I don't know how to say it, like exhibiting correct quote unquote behavior as like the only acceptable thing, and anything that falls below that is like on some level unacceptable. But that's like non-human thinking. That's like robotic thinking. That's like machine thinking. It's just not reality. But then when you start saying, well, that's just not reality, how much of that is a cope? Because then someone's going to be like, well, dude, you just got to wait in line sometimes. And I'm thinking, like, there's motherfuckers who never set foot in a Walmart. They ain't got to wait in line for no one or nothing. They could spend their time doing something else. Yeah, I don't know. But then I'm thinking about getting rich. Like as I've been thinking about, for better or worse, I'm thinking about getting rich. I'm thinking about making some money. I'm thinking about attaining a small grabbing at the gentlemanly class. Because as you can tell, I'm a fucking gentleman. Ah, but I'm reading this book right now. This is another book for 75 Hard. So it has to be like personal development, oriented. I think it's called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by a dude named T. Harv Eker. And I never heard of this cat, but I enjoy it. I like that mindset stuff. I like that wealth mentality stuff. I like that prosperity mindset things. And I've learned a lot from it. And even if I still am who I am, you should hear my dad in traffic. You should hear my brothers in traffic. Whatever. You know what I mean? Despite me being who I am, it's like I'm still kind of chiseling away at that marble to reveal what might be in the midst of it. It's just this obtuse block right now. It has to be chiseled and crafted, which is where mindset stuff and all these deep ideas that I generally like. That's where it all becomes important. Something he said in his book, one of his tips is based on the premise that the whole book is based on this premise that follow what rich people do. If you want to be rich, study rich people and then study poor people and then study the middle class people and make a massive Venn diagram and see what overlays what. And something he says is that poor people complain. So I fucking don't want that in me. I don't want that in me. And then even on that level, people who complain tend to be people who are victims. People who are victims in their own mental constructs and mental prisons and so on and so forth. They got that loaded mind, but it ain't working for them. It's working against them. People that are subject to that, they complain. They're victims. And then when you call them out on it, they don't even have the like wherewithal or perspective to know that. They're just no, they're righteous. They're justified. Typically, those kinds of people look at the stuff going on in the proverbial out there and sculpt their whole call to a meaningful life based on that. Then they become, I think that's the a big reason of all the hyper politicization of everything now. They got nothing really to stand for, but a bunch of things to stand against. So that gives them something to be on, you know? They've got nothing that they're for, just a bunch of things that they're against. And what kind of identity is that? Like, what kind of identity is that? So I just don't want to see that. So if this dude is saying that, like, complaining is poor people activity, yeah, maybe that's a little callous. Maybe that's a little, rough around the edges. Maybe it's a little pie in the sky, overly idealistic thinking. But if it's true, it's true. And when I think about it in those terms, it's like, damn. Yep. That's what the elders talked about. That's a famous Marcus Aurelius quote. Never be heard complaining, not even to yourself. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? There's nothing to be done about any of this stuff. It's only within my own realm of, you know, things I can control for whatever that's worth. Yeah, complaining is like such a subtle thing. I guess because we're like raised to be, oh, that's all right, man. Yeah, you just got to get it off your chest. Yeah, you just got to blow some steam off, dude. Here, you want a beer? Yeah, yo, hold on one second. Hold on. Yeah, dude, you want to just like, no, let it off, man. Here, I'm here for you. Yeah. Here, man, just let it on out. Like, that's how the fuck I lived for a long time. And then it turns into blaming people. So then I'll see some random dude I don't even know driving a BMW, and I'll be like, yeah, you rich piece of shit. That was me for a long time, depending on some of the company I kept. That's much of that company still kind of harbors those resentments too. And I guess that's all just part of the process, dude. So at least I'm, if nothing else, I'm waking up sober. I'm doing as many things as I can. I'm constantly reading things which I value. Not everyone values that. I'm trying to implement the things that I read, so on and so forth. So, like, if my biggest problem is I'm working on developing significant standards within myself, and just these random people in the world are triggering my own insecurities with my own newly constructed internal standards, I think that's a pretty damn good place to be. So maybe that's worth kind of spiraling about on a fine Friday night with some of my friends in the chat here live on YouTube. So I don't know. Maybe that's helpful. Maybe that's useful. I don't, maybe it's funny. I got no idea, dude. But I'm spiraling. This is a spiral because I started here, went here, 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 and now I'm like way over here. So let's come back to here. I'm reading this dude's book on the note of complaining, and he's like, he's framing it that complaining is, and all these negative things are really they're robbing your future self. It's theft against self projected forward. Quantum physics, which is super interesting stuff. Manifestation, super interesting stuff. I believe it. It's all pretty real. So he's saying, don't do that. Do this instead. Every time you find yourself complaining, do this. Slit your own throat because that's what it's doing. So that stuck with me. There's a little nugget from all the things that Benny Hannas is reading right now. Every time I start complaining, I gotta just do that. Just gotta do that. Make that stupid face too. Just like a pirate, like an angry pirate. But I think that might be all I got. I don't know where I can go from there. 33 minutes in, I still got water to drink. 12:11. 12:11. It is now a Saturday. We are one day closer to the snowpocalypse. That don't make no difference to me, man. It's Saturday morning. It's a fine Saturday morning out here. Yeah, buddy. Means you got to get back down there and do your second leg day, bro. Yeah, man. I'll be in the gym in the morning. I do back on Saturdays. Probably do some deadlifts. I've been doing weighted pull-ups. Yeah, weighted pull-ups are money. Made my biceps like noticeably bigger just in like 2-3 weeks of doing them. Just bang out them reps, man. I can only get a couple with the 45-pound plate hanging off. And that's still probably way too much. But it's also weigh-in day tomorrow too. So we'll see how the progress is going. over the course of this iteration of 75 Hard, even though it's not meant to be like a weight loss fitness program per se, you know. And he talks about it as being a mental toughness program. And when it's 18 degrees out, you got to get outside and ruck around a little bit, ruck around and find out. Yeah, man. When I told myself this morning I had to do a cast today, well, now here I am still doing it. Yep. I don't want to drink the rest of this water. I'll be up pissing all night. I wanted to eat a pizza, but I can't do that. I got to do this. So that's just, the way life goes. That's the way it is, man. But I think that's all I got. I'm going to wrap it up for now. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. That was a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. I like the nighttime streams. Maybe one day I'll graduate to be a professional streamer, a professional podcaster, which is a fine aspiration, allegedly, evidently, in this day and age. Although maybe it would have been placed better in 2017. But I was doing awesome stuff in 2017 too, commingled with all the bullshit things I was doing in 2017. So, as much as things change, they seem to stay the same. But that's what I got for tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you. Yo, Jerome, happy birthday to you again. One more time, homie. You got chairs coming for the set there? You got chairs coming? You calling me old, dude? Yeah, I'm going to take off. Hit me up on, I don't know what you mean by the chairs there, those Smiles, but I would like to know. But yeah, hit me up. Hit my line, dude. Anyway, let me get my outro going. Appreciate you guys hanging out. This has been a fine Friday night / Saturday morning pre-Snowpocalypse edition of BS with B. Hannas. That's me. I'm Nicky B. Hannas. You like this? You can find it on YouTube right here at BS with B. Hannas. I send it out to Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, so on and so forth. You like some music? You want to hear my music? Heavy blues metal? Scope it. Oh, come on, Mike. Yeah, heavy blues metal. NickyBHannas.com, NickyBHannas.bandcamp.com, Nicky B. Hannas on all streaming services. You want to support the mission? There's a Patreon account, patreon.com/Nicky B. Hannas. You can subscribe there if you like, so on and so forth. You can download the music from Bandcamp, play it loud, download it, drive fast, do righteous things, lift weights. That's all I got. Appreciate you guys. Keep it real. Outro music, but first this. Yeah, buddy, keep it real. One love. Peace. Still so much water to drink. Oh, sick. That's what's up. Appreciate that, Dave. Sorry, Smiles. I might as well just finish this water live on air and listen to my own shit. This is Wrong Path, by the way. Nicky B. Hannas. The water. That water is the hardest part of 75 Hard for me. Peace.